One. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Vanity Fair. My name is Chris Farah. I am super pumped today to talk about our favorite show and yours. It's 90 Day Fiancé. This is before the 90 days. It's season 8. It's episode 18 because we are getting down to those tell alls. This one was called Emergency Exit. And thank God I have an emergency guest host with me. Her name is Allie Duncan. She has a very popular, gorgeous, aesthetic, super cute Instagram that is her baking. And not only that, it is delicate, it is precision baking, and at the same time, she also does micro baking, which is fascinating. And it's like she has the cutest little instruments that actually work of kitchens, and you get to see her cook real items. It's like easy bake oven for like ants. And on top of that, I'm not just a fan, but Britney Spears is a fan. Allie, welcome to Vanity Fair. Hello.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm so pumped, girl. Listen, yes, you do this micro baking on top of your already gorgeous baking Instagram, and then just like out of the blue, Britney Spears found you and she's like, I love a micro baker, honey. Give me a tiny muffin. And she reposted you. What was that like?
Surreal. Honestly, I thought it was a joke at first. I got the notification and I was like, oh, somebody pretending to be Britney Spears because you know how people are on the internet.
Of course.
I've gotten this and let's look. And then I looked at it and then it was actually Britney Spears and I was like just standing in my kitchen for a second, like looking at it. And then I like just started freaking out. It just hit me and I was like, oh my God. And it actually happened a few times. And I was just
Yeah.
like, so weird because you would think, I mean, oh, I guess she doesn't have to. She's Britney Spears. So she doesn't have to go, hey, I'm going to repost this video. I hope that's okay. I'll make sure to tag you. It was just a surprise. I've reposted your video and I'm Britney Spears. And woo, what a time.
It's interesting because I do find comfort in watching your videos, and the micro baking hits like a certain vibe within me that just feels there's an escapist quality. There is, I think, like a nostalgia quality. And I wonder what that's like. If is do people across the board like say similar things of why they are so into micro baking? And I wonder if the same thing was for Brittany.
I think people do find it really comforting. I do get a
Yes.
lot of comments about it being like an even smaller easy bake oven, which, if I'm honest, is actually how I got my start baking because born in the 80s, a 90s kid, right? So I did get my start baking on an easy bake oven, like most people, my age. And so it was so fun. It was a company just sent me this tiny oven, and I was like, a tiny oven? What powered by candlelight? That can't work. And then it does. Sorry, my cats are
No,
fighting.
the cat's like, yeah, no, I love it. Yeah, yeah. Everyone loves it. Yeah. And it does
Oh my
work.
goodness. Oh boy, I'm giving him a strong look, but he doesn't care because he's a cat.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it was just very, very natural. Once I started it, people loved it. And that is generally the commentary is this is so comforting. This is so nostalgic. This is like healing my inner child. And I'm like, you know what? It's healing mine too. So I love it. It's fun.
Yeah. You have such a I mean, you have such a like astute eye. Your your content is beautiful.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
it looks beautiful. Like it is beautiful. Like it is so yeah, like it is stimulating, it is like exciting. It's like also but like it's not overwhelming. It's just it's like almost yeah, it's like a fairyland of candy, like it's a bakery fairy candy land of like this like oh, I would love to live there. Like it feels like you get to it feels like your whole world is just the most colorful, beautiful thing. Do you
I love
are you like do you like to interior design too? Are you someone who visually puts things together in other parts of your life?
I try to. So I think for me, everything comes back to like having been a musician. So I got my career like from the start was as a musician, a singer-songwriter. So I've always been just sort of, artistic. And then yeah, as I've come to have my own house, like decorating stuff, designing my office, doing that sort of thing, putting together crazy outfits and I'm usually in something like pink. Right now I'm wearing a glass pigeon necklace. Like I love I don't know, I love, like, whimsy a lot, and I think it's so important the older that you get to have more whimsy, right? Like, because I feel like the society tries to take our whimsy away from us, especially as women from an early age, and no, I'm gonna fight that with everything in me and just put more back out into the universe.
God, you're so right. It's like you say whimsy, and to me, it could be like joy,
Mm.
like it. And there was also like this whole thing, I think on TikTok, like to romanticize your life. But even that, it does feel the same way, which is like view and live your life like through the lens that gives you joy or happiness, like how things like work for you. And it's like, God, it's so interesting. Yeah, you're you told me a little bit about your music history, which is, and I'm a little older than you, but I also like of the same age. Like I grew up in the 80s and 90s. And it must be crazy also to be like, oh, at one point, like Britney Spears also is like a huge part of the pops thing of that. So like she just was like, I got you, girl. I could almost like hear the music spirit in you, but I'm gonna like repost this baking thing.
It
Do
was
you have a favorite
crazy.
Britney Spears song, by the way?
How could you make me choose? I mean, my first
No.
slow dance was to a Britney Spears song.
Oh,
So hold on, just can I pause for 1 second? I have
yeah.
to I have to get my husband to help with these cats.
Okay. God, it must be nice to have just someone just to call in, honey. Get them. Come get these kids. Your turn with the kids.
Sorry.
Put them in one of the rooms, honey. Put on a screen. I don't know. Like,
Put on
so
cat
like,
TV.
turn on
Put on
cat
cat
TV.
TV. He's like,
Yeah.
"Can't turn on the cat TV. They're gonna knock the TV over." I'm like, "Okay, well, it'll be fine." Okay,
Those are
sorry.
those are some strong cats.
One of them used to weigh 22 pounds. He's a beast. He's only 13 now because he's old, but yeah, he's big. Anyway, I will
Y-
we can we backtrack?
She'll edit it together. Honestly, I if you think I didn't like that, you're wrong. You also, yeah, you have your husband is from the UK. He's from
He is.
England.
Yeah.
Um, I have a First of all, I love English TV. Like I've always loved English TV. Like I grew up on AbFab. I'm like a big AbFab girl. I have like a minor like pseudo obsession with a show that was like on for only 2 seasons in the early 2000s called Nighty Night. I think it's like wildly crazy. But my comfort show, my like fixation. This is the show that I watch at night in bed. It's like I can't even think about. It's not going to be like a reality show where I have to like pay attention or care. This show puts me to bed in the best mood, which is Naked Attraction. Okay, good. Great. Okay, let's talk about it. If you guys Allie's reaction was big. Don't even worry about it. And by the way, yeah, aesthetically, she looks fierce as fuck. And if you are listening on my podcast, thank you so much. Give me 5 stars. But you also can see this on YouTube. Patreon will get all the visuals before anyone else, so we can shut this off. But let me just say this. Just so you guys know, there's a show you can watch on HBO. It's called Naked Attraction. It has like 6 seasons. So it'll go through it. It's not on TV anymore. And that part, I'm like, bring it back. What is your experience with Naked Attraction?
So I didn't even know that it existed until we were
Mhm,
sort of scrolling through one night trying to find
mhm,
something to watch. And I
mhm.
was like, bring it up. And my husband's like, "Oh my God, I forgot that this existed." And I was like, how could you never failure as a British person for you never to tell me that this show exists where people are
Yeah.
just choosing each other based on their naked bodies. What? Oh, I'm sorry, what? And how has that not translated over to American television? Like,
I can't believe this. I
why
can't
have
believe
we
it's not.
not bought the rights to that?
I
What
have
are
to
we
assume
doing?
that someone tried. You know what? It's so funny. Now I have to close a window because the gardener started. Now but yeah, I'm gonna I'm so okay, wait a second. Ooh, this is the part of LA, everyone's gardening all the goddamn time. Ooh, this leaf blower. Okay.
That means my leaf blowers are gonna start anytime, or the people who are getting a new roof next door, I'm sure they'll start banging and using some saws any minute.
Listen, I'm happy some people are getting some work done, but I mean, the leaves are going to come back. That's just the nature. I love Naked Attraction for the following reasons. A, I think the host is divine. I think that she
Fabulous.
like Yeah, like smart, funny, warm, cheeky. Like the way that the show is that, just so you guys everyone knows, it's a dating show. So you have a person that comes on, and then there's like five or six people behind these colored cubes. And the first level is everyone's naked behind the colored cubes, and the door rises to right above their genitals. So the first thing that happens is that you are greeted with the genitals of five people that you could date. And the show is really progressive. So like the show has, everyone has men looking for men, men looking for women, women looking for men, women that are everyone that people that are bi looking for both. There's trans of everyone. Everyone is looking for love, and like everyone is treated like we're all human beings with different parts, and the parts are there, and but they sometimes look different, and we can just kind of remark about like, oh, look at those balls, like the kind of like superficial, like, okay, it's kind of like this disconnected, instead of judgment or shame about the look of any sort of thing, it's like everyone just showcases what they have with the guys that some people are gonna like me, some people are not gonna, and look how interesting mine are. Like, it's healing.
I love it. I
I
love it
love it.
so much. The first time I watched it, I was like, how have I never seen this before? Why didn't this come into my life sooner? Where has this been? It's just so it feels, even though everybody's naked, it feels really wholesome in a way.
I, yes, yes. Yeah, first of all, it was on Prime. It was on their like channels on TV, like 4, 6, and 7. Like, just so like this was never like, like an adult only. This is like, on regular TV, of course, after midnight, or sorry, after 10. And I think that there was, or maybe either 8 or 10, and there is a little like message about full frontal nudity. Now after the you see all the genitals, like it moves on to like, tummy and breasts, or if they're, whatever's happening up there, and then to face, and in the very end, the person that is choosing has to be naked, and then they both choose each other, they go on a date. To me, the dates rarely actually work. I know.
Which is a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's just so wholesome. I don't know how, because again, everybody's naked. I but it's just
Oh, wait 1 second. You know what, my love? Because I have my fucking phone on Do Not Disturb, but my cousin who can bypass it called me. Okay, sorry. Now it's going back. I'm so sorry. Go ahead,
you're
Ellie.
okay. It's so wholesome. I need to watch it. Now that you've said that, I don't think I've watched all the seasons, so I'm gonna pick up where I
God
left
damn
off.
it. Why is it this? Okay. Okay, so sorry. It's
You're
because
okay.
she's my she I'm it's just annoying
Is
because
everything
I love
okay?
her. No,
Do you
I'm
need to
sure
take
she's
it?
fine. She wants a voice. No, I don't want to take it. I mean, she's fine. She's fine. She's just she made me bypass my and then it cut me out of my speakers. Okay, will you speak for me again, babe?
Yeah, of course. You
Will you
okay?
say something? Oh,
Yeah,
right back. Yeah,
there we go.
it's back in my ears. So what had happened was, I have 3 different devices in front of me. Like I'm on my laptop, I'm looking at my notes on my iPad, and when she called, it like it took your voice back to my computer. Sorry, Christina. Okay, back. Okay, so when's the last time you watched it?
Oh gosh, probably like a year ago. We
Mhm.
watched a bunch of it, and then we were like, it kind of got, everything was the same, so we stopped watching it for a while, and now I'm like, oh, we could pick that back up because we haven't watched it in a while, and I really enjoy it.
It's fresh. All right, my loves. And might as well start talking about 90 Day Fiance, from dicks and boobs to 90 Day Fiance, which is actually, for Rick, appropriate, and boobs, Elise. So I love Elise. I mean, as a character, I really feel like I don't mind her. She gets a lot of hate online for like, dressing a certain way or whatever, but it's like, who the
Of course
fuck
she does, because
cares?
she's beautiful. So, you know, of course she gets hate. She's a beautiful woman. Surprise.
Really? I know. And it's, I feel like it's also a lot of women hating on her. But also I just want to say, you know, Miami, I had even never lived in Miami. Miami has a vibe. Like, Miami, and she's not the first cast member to talk about the way people dress in Miami. Like we got a lot of like Yara being Miami-esque and how, Lauren was like, oh, she's very Miami and what that meant, which we can only imagine. And then also, God bless Darcy, having to go to Bulgaria, also had to deal with like dressing a certain way and having it not be a, right for his family, but her like kind of being like, well, this is how we do it in Miami. Wait, Allie, have you ever been to Miami? And is that what's happening in Miami?
I have never been there, but from everything that I have seen and everybody that I know that's from Miami, it that's just the vibe. That's the vibe
Yeah.
there.
It's like, it's very hot.
Humid.
So you don't have humid, hot,
I've been to
people are
Florida
tan.
and it's
Oh,
humid.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to, and I was like, we're both from California. So we both had like that climate. And then I remember when my dad took me to like Disney World for like, one time in my life. I don't remember. I'm sure I was young. I still remember what it's like when I got out of the airport because I could not understand like what was happening with breath. I was like, like, I'm sorry, oxygen is not coming in my lungs. Is that happening to anyone else here? Like, I couldn't even. The feeling of it was so palpable. Like it was the thickness of the air. Like I couldn't get my breath around. If that makes
It's
sense.
it's like trying to breathe in soup. It is so gross. It's similar in Alabama, but it's actually way worse in Florida. Like the first time I ever went down to Florida was to record in kind of like landlocked Florida in the middle of it. And it was, I remember walking out of the airport and being like, it's even worse here than it is in Alabama. And it's humid here. I mean, it is really humid here, but it is next level down in Florida. So I do not blame any of the girlies in Miami for walking around in little clothing because it's gross there. It's like it's so humid and hot. Ooh, no, thank you.
Yeah. Yep. So we pick up, and Elise is, talking to her boy Joshua, and he's like, "What's the scariest thing that you've done?" And she's like, "I fucked my pilot boyfriend while he was flying." And I was like, "What? No, that's bad." Were other people on the plane? Just you? Also, are you sitting on his lap? Also, but like, is there a co-pilot? I
You're
thought
like,
of
was this a
one.
commercial flight? Should we be
Yeah,
concerned?
is this JSX? I don't know. Yeah, it's this Delta One. Yeah, he's like, I don't want to hear about that. She's like, okay. The crux of this episode comes when she was like, I wanted to do something fun for him. He's an adventurous person, loves the water, God bless. So I found something called abseiling. And she's like, I have abs and I'm sailing. And so she books it. And basically what abseiling is to me, and I also had not heard of that word,
I
but
hadn't either.
it's, yeah, it just is to me. Yeah, it's water. It's a hike, and then you traverse. It's traversing in the natural elements to me. Down a waterfall, you traverse. I don't know,
Well, it's
right?
kind of like repelling, isn't it? I mean, it looked
Repelling,
like
repelling. Is it? Oh, I have a question. Is that word repelling or propelling?
repelling.
Repelling. Great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But I'm like, I that's not what I thought when she said abseiling. I'm like, what's abseiling? Then I start thinking about you're going to be on like why did it give me the image of like boogie boarding for some reason? I was like, are you going to be laying on your abs trying to
Yeah.
sail? I took it very literally and then I was like, "Oh, that's not what I would have called this." But okay.
I wonder, yeah, like she is someone who, will show up, in like the same kind of titty top, which I love. And once she started to like get involved, and once they started to put a wetsuit on her with like water shoes, I wonder like if she was like, oh, sweatsuit. Um, like it's funny because they put these GoPros on them, and then they all kind of look like Bitmojis. Remember when we like Bitmojis were a thing, and it
Yeah.
was like a big ass head and a tiny ass body? They all look like Bitmojis to me. I didn't like. I liked it. It was like kind of like someone had said like a little bit like I think Mary Payne had said like a little bit like Blair Witch Project or whatever of them just like really being scared like up close on these GoPros. She does not have a good time with it.
No. Oh, God.
It's she's not having fun even when they're just walking through the puddles going like walking through different puddles. That part actually I think I would have liked, unless the rocks were so slippery that I thought that I was going to like hurt an ankle.
Yeah.
She also is getting cold, and that part, like when your body gets cold, it is becomes insufferable to do most things.
It makes everything more miserable.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I probably would have had the same reaction that she had, especially if I thought that abseiling were something else entirely. She probably should have Googled what it was
Mhm.
before she did it. Just maybe.
Or like, was there any other videos or pictures just to like, like, did she really just find it and then push by and without like looking at like, well, they're gonna have some sort of video, some sort of teaser, like a teaser clip of what abseiling is. It
I
looks.
do.
I do love waterfalls. I chase
Beautiful.
them. Hmm.
Beautiful. Don't we all? Don't all millennials chase waterfalls,
Yeah.
even
God
though we were
bless.
warned?
I know, I know. But I mean, that's what growing up is to, getting uncomfortable in new rivers and in new lakes. And she did do that. You know, yeah, like it's really powerful to be around like a body of water that's like at full force. And I feel like we also get a lot of this. It's fun. A trope is that it's fun to do something with a romantic partner because then you go through a trial and tribulation together and brings you closer. Like we see that a lot, like whether they're like zip lining or like jumping off or bungee jumping. Allie, is that something that you've done with your husband?
No, our marriage wouldn't survive that.
It wouldn't
Absolutely
bring you
not.
closer?
He's a very he ski so okay, here's a great example. He loves skiing. Loves it. Loves to ski because, he grew up skiing in Europe as a kid, right? So great, good for him. I grew up on an island in Hawaii and in Southern California. I don't ski. And I don't want to ski.
Right.
Uh as a person with ADHD, I am very clumsy, and I am very prone to, hurting myself. And I don't want to try and hurt myself on purpose. And skiing, the only time I've tried it, felt like I was just going down a hill, high speed, with my legs going in two different directions. And because I'd never skied before, I don't know how to bring, and my
Oh,
husband
no.
shouting, pizza, pizza. And I'm like, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. And I was like, I'll never do that again. Thank you. So, no, we don't do those sorts of things. That would not bring us closer together. It would definitely, this scenario in particular with me screaming, go I don't like heights, girl, so no, I'm not
Oh,
going down
no.
a waterfall. I got vertigo. No, thank you. I would also be screaming and crying saying, "I wanna go home. I wanna go home." So, he has friends for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Chris. Oh,
Yeah.
your husband too. But yeah, but also Joshua has that friend Chris. He
Yeah.
also has Nat. I wonder if Nat would do it. I feel like Nat would be like, she couldn't do it. So don't I do it. I actually cannot do. I'm so sorry. That was a UK accent. I can't do an Australian accent to save my life. And it makes me so upset,
I can't
That's
either.
just my own work.
I can't
Oh,
either. It's okay. Don't feel bad.
it's just like it really gets into like it really will just go Queen's British. I mean, or Cockney, like, one of them. Um, but yeah, she does it. Listen, she does it. And she's been doing team player shit the whole time. I think that whether she wants to be like, I'm not super, like vain and I'm not super like bougie or I can like handle, getting dressed from an airport and going right to a bar with your dumb friends. Like I'm that kind of person. Like I think that she wants to be chill, in her way. And so I think that that's her way of being like, I can do it. But no, it really was really, really intense. And she's like crying, he comforts her. She loves his touch. She's commented about like, his touch really calms me down, or why aren't you touching me? Like, and I think that I wonder if Elise has become like aware of like her, what that means for her, you
Yeah.
know?
Like co-regulation?
Co-regulation and insecure attachment, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps.
And I know it because I can see it. So we're in the car, and then he gets a bad text, honey, real bad text. And she's like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Nothing." But then realizing later, he pulls over to like a cliff's edge and we talk about it. Now, it's interesting to me, and I had talked about this in previous episodes, that all of their conversation that they've had to me was never like about their own lives and like the things that have made them who they are today. So, but like we had gotten a lot of that information in confessionals. So, for instance, Elise, besides the fact that she had to deal with like some guy like stealing a bunch of her money, was also engaged to someone who died, unlike or whatever, God bless, no longer is with us for a reason that she didn't know and we're not quite sure. But she, in at least the footage that we saw, like never expressed that traumatic thing to him. And he had talked about the fact he had talked with Elise that he had had a prior relationship and that girl really wanted him to have more money, but you know, he didn't have money at the time. He felt bad about it. But then in confessionals, he's like, and I also have the son. And we're like, so the whole, like, they hadn't really discussed the son until this moment where we get a flashback of Elise being like, I really want to meet your son. I think we got the flashback last episode from another time where she's like, well, when am I going to meet your son? And him being like, oh, yeah, well, you'll FaceTime. This text, we find out, is saying that that's not possible. And he says it because there are other people involved, which we understand is probably that child's mother.
I
What's
feel like
real? Like, yeah, what do you think about this?
I feel like it's unreasonable to expect to meet his son that soon. Is it just me? I mean, I don't have kids, so I don't know. But I would imagine it would be a little too soon for that, like even via FaceTime. Like I would think that perhaps the child's mother would want to meet her first before the kid meets her. And I think it's sort of unfair to expect that this is her first time visiting him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wild. Wild.
It also made me realize that every time that they've talked, like FaceTime when she was in America, he was never with his child.
Yeah,
Because
what
I
does
think
that
that there's
say?
also, right. There's a couple of things that he says that are wild to me. So, one thing about that he said that the internet streets went crazy for is he's like, yeah, you know, I've been with my son since he's been born. And he said it in such a way that it made it seem like this is a great thing. Like, I've been with him since like, oh, buddy, not a win. Like, that's
Huh.
normal. Like, that should be bargain basement that you've hung out with him since the day he was born. Wow, here's your fucking Nobel Prize, buddy. I mean,
Well, he is a man, and men in the bare
mhm.
minimum, you know.
He's what I don't think he's saying, which is to me, I'm reading is that his ex-wife and the mother of this child does not consider him a viable parent and someone that she has to have in their lives,
Mm.
or that he has any sort of leg to stand on to like talk about how he would like to be with his child. And I'm not saying it feels like from a history of him being not a great parent. Like I think that to me it's like, okay, if you are not around your son and he really is like, I don't get to be around him, the child is an hour flight away. Like that says something. And the fact that for 6 months you've never been around your son and like, you know, I think that there's a part of dating. I again don't have a kid where like you would just be like, after a couple times, like, oh, daddy's talking to her friend, his friend Elise. Do you want to say hi to Elise? Hi, say hi to Elise. You don't have to be like, this is daddy's girlfriend, but like maybe like you've had a moment like that because you are around your child and also you're supposedly talking to this person for 6 months on Facebook. So maybe at one of those moments, that happens, but that never happened, right? As well as that child's like, you're not shit. So I don't have to like allow you to like have your girlfriend meet our son. Like I don't take into account your wants as a parent because I have decided that like it's irrelevant. You aren't a good parent. Kind of. Like those are the vibes I'm getting from that conversation. That's a
Yeah.
lot to look into, but you
Yeah.
know,
It feels sus.
it does feel sus. Yeah, he feels wildly sus and his comments about, his comments are weird. So then, that's when, so she's mad and she's like, it's another broken promise. And that's, true. But also, Elise is like, I just don't understand. You're not stable. And the truth, it's like she keeps asking him, like, but I need like stability. And it's like, well, he's not. He's not stable enough for his child. Like, yes, he's not stable. He doesn't have a house. He's fucked up his one job that he has. Like, it is staring you in the face that if you keep wanting someone who's stable, that this person is not it. And like,
Not it.
I almost start to feel a little bad for him because it feels like this whole time she's like, you have no, you're not financially stable. And he has to just be like, yeah, I, yes,
It's like, thanks for stating the obvious. Yeah.
I'm broke and I'm not emotionally stable. Yes, I'm broke and I have nothing going for me. Yes. Except that I've somehow lied. Allie, do you think he's 39 also?
Oh my God, I was just going to ask you this. No, I don't. That was the first thing I thought when I saw him. And then they had his age on there. I was like, there is no, I'm sorry. I'm 39. No, just, no,
Yeah,
no,
no.
no, I don't think so. I'd like
Even
to see
Chris
his
has like a
ID.
receding hairline. I think these two bros are like trying to hold on at 39 so that, they're on whatever apps or whatever and they can like go for younger ladies.
I need to see an ID. I need to see a birth certificate. I need to see some sort of proof that he's 39 because I don't believe it. And there are people, listen, that are a rough 39. Okay.
Right.
I get that. He looks like, respectfully, he's in his early 50s.
And a good
39?
looking early 50s. Like, like
Very good looking,
he's
just
not,
be honest.
yeah. Like, rough skin, thickened skin, that kind of like, listen, it doesn't, that's another annoying thing is that shit can work on some men, like Brad Pitt or whatever. There's a lot of men that have like a thick ass face skin, and it doesn't work for ladies, but, whatever he does. And then he basically is, has to be confronted by the fact that he's not shit. And then so he literally tells Elise, I wouldn't blame you for walking away. And then Elise is like, you want me to walk away? And we're like, no, not him. We do. Yes.
Please go
He,
run.
yeah.
Run.
Well, I mean, like, go back to all your purses. And, I mean, it's also this, and this is something that I talk about a lot on 90 Day Fiance, like always made me really upset with like Gino and Jasmine. I don't understand men that like realize that their woman that they're with, it's expensive to look like that. Right? Like she is a beautiful lady and she's upkeeping herself with a lot of stuff that is expensive. Like there is not a chance in hell that he's going to be able to provide for her Botox and fillers and the hair and like there's just no fucking way. It's
Mm-mm.
so like he can't even afford like his child, but I wonder, like, do men when they see like that kind of hot girl, like that specifically kind of hot girl, because Jasmine also has a lot of plastic surgery, it's like any of the like hyper whatever, hyper vain ladies that are doing all the superficial stuff. I mean, vain can be, I'm vain too. It's like there's just levels to it, right? Because you have to upkeep lip filler. You have to like there's multiple surgeries. It's just you upkeep them. So it's like if you see someone and you're like, oh, I like that kind of person. It's that person's hot to me. At what point do you start to understand that that's like cha-ching for you?
I
They
don't
don't?
know. I don't know because I have no faith left in men at the amount of men that think a woman on a red carpet has no makeup on her face when they're like, "Oh, I like, a natural woman." And she has the most makeup on her face to look that natural and glowy and dewy and effortless. And it's like, no, that's actually quite a lot of makeup. So I just don't trust men's judgment in that department anymore. I think they just think hot, hot, want to be with hot. And then they get into it and it's like, oh, high maintenance. And it's like, what where do you think those looks come from? Like, where do you think not
Yeah.
many women that are, that put together are naturally that put together. Are there some? Yeah, sure. In this day and age, no, it costs a lot of money to look like that. Somebody's got to maintain that. Somebody's got to keep up with that. Somebody's got to pay for it. But I don't
Right.
think they think about that. I think they just get blinded by hotness. And then they're like, oh, this is inconvenient because I ain't shit and I don't have the money for this. and then they take it out on the woman.
Yeah, they do. And but this is because they feel so shitty about themselves that they
Yeah.
can't, keep up with what they want to keep up with.
You know what would
So,
fix that? If men would go to therapy.
oh, it's funny because even yeah, men don't like talking about their feelings, about reality, about truth. Um, it's funny. It's like we're talking. We obviously are talking about how lovely your Instagram is because it is like this escape of like finding joy and whimsy. And yeah, men don't know how to like find, I feel like, and not every man, but men I don't know how they don't know how to like comfort and find like a way in which to live authentically for themselves sometimes. And think that especially in this day and age with like the manosphere and like, phones having a disconnection to everyone, like it really does feel like men are having like such a hard time emotionally and psychologically. And their biggest problem is they don't like talking about those two things.
Yeah. Well, and if they do, they have to outsource that emotional labor to the closest woman in their lives often, so that's interesting. I think all of the men on 90 Day Fiancé for the most part they should have what's the one where they go to therapy? Is it Last Resort?
Couples retreat.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yes.
should
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Wait. Yeah.
they
But
should
you're right.
do
It's last resort. Mhm.
they should do a season of Last Resort where they trick them and it's just all the worst men and none of the women and they just have to go do therapy the whole time.
That's fucking
Especially
genius. That's
Gino.
fucking
Gino should be
genius.
at the top of the list on that.
Yes. You know who could teach a class? Like to me, one of the only like there's two men that I stand by in the franchise. Kobe.
Mm,
Emily and Kobe, like Kobe is I think like a lovely person and like super wise and like we'll talk about his feelings. And he really was like Kobe cried like season one. Like Kobe just is a saint. I also loved Omar. We never really saw him again, but he was a dentist from Syria. And
mm.
anyway, so basically, what happens is he says, you should walk away. He says, I don't blame you for walking away. Elise hears that is to leave. She gets really upset, and then his way of like whatever is like, well, I'm in love with you. He literally love bombs her. He love bombs her. Is like, well, I'm in love with you, and she's really happy to hear that. You can see the smile, like, but I love her for this. She does not say it back, and that makes him spiral.
Yikes.
Mhm, 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 mhm. She goes to dinner and she's cold, and then we have a whole montage of how she's been cold.
In
It's winter.
Australia, is it winter in
Yeah,
Australia during this time?
it must be because I mean, it's like we are seeing the wind though too. That wind is intense. Like,
Mm,
like I can see the wind blowing her body, like her hair, like I would be cold. We
yeah,
talked about this.
yeah.
Um she is like, good, we're at this place. And she's basically wearing nothing. She's like, oh, good, they'll have a blanket. I'm like, okay. So they bring her a blanket and then she's like, uh-huh, toes. She never wraps the blanket around her. I'm like, it really does go to show that Lisa's like, I know I know what I want to serve, and it is body all the time. I mean, I'm like,
Might as
girl,
well.
like, but if you're cold,
Listen,
I feel bad
I
for her.
if I had that body, I'd be doing the
This
same
is you.
thing. I'd just be cold. Yeah, I'd just be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's so cold, but how do my boobs look? Great. Okay, the boobs look good."
You just nipple. I mean, Liz behind me, like just the hardest nipples all the time. They're like they order drinks from like tea, honey tea. She's like spicy margaritas. I'm like, they're cold.
It's gonna make you colder. What are you doing?
Like I get like too pathetic where I'm like, I start to get cold to think about it. Like, there's are you how much do you know are you a theater person too? And do you know chorus line?
I don't. I did do
Okay.
theater, but I never got that deep into theater.
Chorus Line has this one song where it's basically this girl like has to go to like acting school and like one of her first acting classes is like to pretend that she's cold and she like hates it and then she gets kicked out of acting school. But like they told me to feel the wind rush. And so anyway, theater nerds out there, it makes me feel like I do feel cold. Like if you tell me like brr, I'm like, yeah, I get it, and I'm like sitting in Southern California. I don't know why I'm very suggestive. Like
I'm
if you
just
sneeze in front of me, I'll sneeze.
I'm I'm very like I am a very cold person. I am like I'll a little bit of cold and I'm freezing, a little bit of hot and I'm too hot. I'm very rarely just right, especially in perimenopause. Now I'm mostly just really hot all of the time.
Ugh, back and forth I go.
Isn't that fun?
Um, yeah, I know. Basically, he does this final like, I want you to know to like, yeah, I love you so much. And she's like, okay, if you love me so much, like, what's the fucking plan? And he's like, well, that I love you. And she's like, well, you have a kid, so were you thinking you're gonna come to America or I'm supposed to come here? He's like, well, I do have, yeah, I you're right, I have that kid. And then, and then she's like, okay, well, have you looked for an apartment? And then I'm gonna be like, at least he has no money. What are you talking about? Why would he look for a party? He has no money. Are you gonna look? He's like, no, she's like, I don't know how we're supposed to like move if you have nothing, to offer. And he's like, well, I've given you a solid gameplay and you gotta trust it.
Sure. Sure. Sounds good.
What are you, 23? Like, what are you talking about? You're 55 with a kid. Like, what are you talking about? I he's weird. I don't trust him at all. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like if he was in America, and maybe this is the true, I'm surprised there's not like women on the internet being like, I fucking dated that asshole and he's not shit. Like, I feel like I'm surprised that we haven't gotten
Give
a
it
lot of
time.
like,
Give it time.
I hear
Yeah.
you.
I'm sure it's coming.
We can move right from no game plan to another no game plan couple, which is Forrest and Sheena.
Oh,
This comes
Jesus.
hot on the heels of them being like, you know what? Yes, we'll go visit a lawyer who to me, told you the most basic things that you should have known 7 years ago, but you learned them now, Forrest. And by the way, the entire internet is like, Forrest looks just like um, Peter from Family Guy,
Oh my God. How have I
which is
not
true.
seen that before?
It is true. He does. Especially when he gets like that Caesar haircut. He gets like a Caesar haircut in the confessionals at one point where like the bangs are like right there. Like they are so short, Allie. Like you have gorgeous bangs, and like almost like a little French like fringe. Those bangs on him are what Molly gave him that haircut or Dev. I'm not quite sure.
1,000%. Does Dev do anything this whole
I love
time?
Dev so much. I think about Dev a lot.
I just look at his face and it's just every scene he's just like,
Uh-huh.
that's it.
Burgers, those strip club burgers,
I love it.
mouth watering.
I need to know what's happening in his head. There's my
I know.
Castiel.
For a moment, I was like, "That her hand?" No, no. There's
He's a
this strip
star.
club in Atlanta that I like. There's like an old lady strip club in Atlanta. Have you heard of it? And do you know what I'm talking about? It starts with a C. There's a
I feel like
kitschy,
I have.
yeah. There's a kitschy like strip club in Atlanta that and I say old lady, it's like the best strippers that are just like it's like people of different ages. They're not just all what you would consider like stripper aesthetic bodies of being young and like, whatever, plastic surgery. There's like a little fun to it. And I always like, I feel like you should bring Dev there. I'm so obsessed with Dev. Even when there was a moment where Elise was on the Pink Shape podcast and she talked about the tell all and she said that she got attacked in it. And people were like, who attacked her? And I'm like, obviously it was Dev. Like Dev.
Obviously. I would love to see
There's
that
so much.
actually. I think I would pay to see that.
Do you think Dev has ever put Molly in her place? I mean, it's a weird thing to say, and I don't mean to say that as an anti-feminist, but I mean, he literally never talks, and she's just like, was there ever a time in which he made her stop talking by saying something that was like truthful or right or,
I mean, they do always say it's the quiet ones. So, maybe.
yeah, I don't know how they survive, but so basically we know that Forrest and Sheena were like, okay, well then you just move here. And so they go under thunder blankets, which are banana leaf thunder blankets, just to like calm their somatic nervous system before they have to deliver this news to Molly. That's how I read that beauty treatment. So they go to Molly, and then we get the exact same scene that we've been seeing the whole time, which is that Forrest has to be like, Mom, I want to do something. And then she's like, "Mah!" And then Sheena's like, "Nee!" And that's
And
like
runs
what
off.
yeah, runs off.
Yeah.
Again, we get that.
I mean, I don't think I hate as much as I hate to say this, I don't think Molly's wrong. Like, what is he gonna do? Also, I was shocked when Sheena was like, they were figuring out how much money she makes as a vet, and it was
Okay,
like
yeah.
500 a month, and I was like, as a vet, I paid more than that last week for one cat to see the vet for like 30 minutes. What do you mean you're only what? A month? I mean, I understand, difference in currency and stuff like that over there, but I was just like, yeah, you can't afford to, especially, isn't she giving her money to her family? I mean, how is she going to afford for him to live there? What are they going to do? What's the plan? Oh,
It's
that's
funny
right. There
because
is
like
no
the
plan.
no plan. I mean, just like Josh wants, he wants his faith. But yeah, like we haven't really got a lot of like numbers throughout the season. Like when they were first talking, we're like, well, how much and whatnot. So at this point, they're like, can we finally get the numbers of like from the lawyer of what you need? And now we're like, okay, to get an apartment in the Philippines, it's around, they said $800, which to me also sounded like a lot. But then maybe this is like a major city. Truly, that makes sense. But then you're like, yes, she makes $500 a month as a vet. So then I had a bunch of questions. Is this because you could use more business? Like, do you like? Is this what standard vets make? Like, do people not? Yeah, maybe it's because people don't spend a lot of money on their pets. Maybe like maybe there's not like a vet culture. Like
Yeah,
like if the cat or the dog isn't doing well, eh, that's what happens to them.
perhaps it might not be
And
as, money forward as America is with veterinary care.
sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, you obviously are a cat lover and you live, in a different place. And obviously in LA, people will spend billions.
Oh, my cat had cancer a couple of years ago, and I walked in and I said it costs. They were like, "Well, it's going to cost this much," and I just looked at them and I said, "It costs whatever it costs. Do what you have to do. Cost whatever it costs." It's like real confident for somebody who had no money at the time, but this is how much I love a cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's your baby.
Those are my babies.
Um, so yes, Molly has to talk down her son to be like, that's not reasonable. And Sheena, again, is upset by that. And Forrest, a there's a part of Forrest that I also think did not want to move to the Philippines. And so I do think that his mom gives him an out by these realistic standards. I think that half of him is like he wants to sort of like play um a strong lover that's going to like, walk in and be like, we're doing this, me and my wife, but then there's another part of Forrest that's like, I'm scared. This is a different environment. I don't know what I would be able to do here. And,
And I'm
there's a
sweaty.
comfort. I'm
I'm
very
sweaty. Get me
sweaty.
out of here. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something that him and Tony have in common if you were watching Single Life.
Ugh.
Um, I know. Basically, they go back to the hotel and he's like, I don't want to be a burden on you. And so to Sheena, and that he is going to now do the thing that we're like, why didn't you do this before? Which is go back to America, get a job, and work to apply for the K1. And we're like, you've been dating 7 years. Like another point of me, then Sheena starts to be like, I want to have kids and stuff like that. And I'm like, holy shit, I kind of get Sheena's point too. Like, why is Sheena has been waiting around for this asshole?
And that's going to
I mean,
take years, like to get a job when you haven't worked in years. Like, are we not thinking about the timeline? Also, it nothing in the US immigration system happens quickly. I mean, I know that they would like to make us think that it doesn't. Like it takes as someone with experience in it, it takes years for anything to happen. Like this is crazy to me. Isn't Sheena like 40?
mhm.
Yeah. This is wild. This is wild to me. This whole thing.
Remember how like Lisa and also Angela did the thing where they realized it'd be easier for them to get married in Nigeria.
Mm.
Lisa didn't get married to obviously Lisa didn't get married to well, whatever. And like that way it'd be easier for them to bring the K1 visa over. Like I wonder if it's in the same in the Philippines. Like if they got married in the Philippines and they were like husband and wife, would that be easier to get her over on a spousal visa? I think it's what it's called.
At this point, who knows?
Like she is a working woman with a degree. Like, she, I mean, I know they can't work right away, but He's the one that is suspect.
I'd just like to know why he didn't do this like 6 years ago. If they've been together for 7 years, why is this just now? I don't know. Make
It's
it
bad
make sense.
storytelling. Yeah, you're right.
That's
It can't. It's bad storytelling. Let's talk about more bad storytelling. And let's also talk about a woman that's been waiting, and that is Anna and Javon.
Oh boy.
Now, we pick up, honey. Anna is walking. Her and Javon are at the place they're going to have their renewal ceremony, and Anna loves a red door. And I love a red door. She walks in and she's like, I love this door. It's just a red door. And I remember that, like, remember when I feel like you used to see red doors in houses a lot.
A lot.
And there was like the red door spa. I think it's like Elizabeth Arden had like a red door spa in New York. I forgot about the aesthetic of a red door. Like, does that mean something to you? Do you like red doors?
I like colorful doors in general. Isn't a red door something to do with luck, I feel like?
I think it is. I think it
Hmm.
is. That makes sense too. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's something kind of like exciting about a red door to me. Like and also Anna. Um, so they're obviously at this place to get the renewal. She's going to get their hair and makeup done. Javon is ecstatic, coming in with high energy. Boy, is he, I mean, ready to marry the love of his life. No, I mean, this man, I mean, it literally looks like okay, two things. Either he could be, I'm like, is he on a mood stabilizer? Because he really just comes in at the same level all the time. But it's not even so much, it really is, I don't really want to say a mood stabilizer because the level is disinterested.
No, I think he's just boring.
Yeah, he is.
Sorry to
He
be
is
mean.
he's boring and he has like a negative vibe. Like his vibe is just always like over it, like, don't want to be here, like, and also just like not going to give a lot, like just the lowest energy, like not fun, just not interested, not connected. Boring is a great word. And she, like, on the opposite spectrum, is like excitable AF.
I'm gonna need some of the people that they put on this show from Alabama to do more justice for the state of Alabama, where I currently live, because I see the new season has 2 more people from Alabama, and then you
Has a
remember
billion people. Has a billion people from Alabama. The
do you
casting person must have just driven around the whole state and been like, you. I mean,
what about the girl on whatever that was? Was it before or was it the other way? It must have been the other way. The one that thought she was a psychic from Florence, Alabama, like
oh
a
my
couple
God.
seasons ago?
Yeah. But she's the
Woo!
one that she went, wait, the clairvoyant, I call her clairvoyant, the one that like went to India.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
She had a fucking neck and she screamed. She was screaming in that
She had
house.
a bad time. Everybody had a bad time around that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there's some other people in Alabama. Can we cast them instead? But yeah, so Javon's
God.
not helping the Alabama casting here. He's
He it's interesting because he has like all these brothers and all these sisters and all of them are really like more interesting than him. Like I remember I liked his sister so much. I can't believe we've never seen his sister again in the sense of never FaceTimed, like sometimes we get someone just to check in, how's it going there, but that's how boring he was, that probably the producers either got that footage or were like, we can't even, it's not even, let's just fucking with this one. So I mean, it's interesting also, they're gonna have this like ceremony. All of her family is there. Yeah, he does his parents does anyone know in his life that he's doing this? Do they don't care?
doesn't seem that way.
Okay. So I did bring up some pictures. I love Anna's mom a lot. I showed this picture because baby, this is after the ceremony where he was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like write a vow. He does write a vow. And then in the twist that no one saw coming, he produces the $200 ring that she like wanted. He's like, I got it for you. She's so happy. He gives us the smile, which is like one of the only things that we've seen
It's the most
across his face.
animated we've ever seen him this whole season.
I love her mom, and I also thought that their cake looked really good. Now,
Oh, yeah.
Here's her cake. So I have an expert. You know how, okay, to me, this kind of, is it a naked cake
It
where you
is.
have, okay, naked cakes to me are interesting. It's like, to me, they are barely frosted and they give the texture underneath. And what I also liked about this cake is that they put what looks like real ass flowers on it.
Yeah, people be doing that. You have to be so careful though, from a technical standpoint. Some people, if they're
Hmm.
making their own cake, will just put whatever flowers on it. There are flowers that should not ever touch a cake. They have to be like organic flowers without pesticides on them. They have to be washed first. Like, I personally, I don't really ever put real flowers on a cake unless they're dried, like, and I've sourced them from a good place that I know they're edible. I don't like putting real florals on a cake. It freaks me out. Oh, here you go.
Hmm.
Here he is
I
again.
love this so much.
He's a
Thank
star.
God. Yeah, I know. I know. This
Welcome,
is
Theo.
such a good walk. I know. Why didn't naked cakes became a thing? Why?
Because some people don't like frosting. And
Oh,
also, a lot of wedding cakes people do to make them look really smooth. They'll put fondant on them, and fondant is, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions, disgusting. And
it
people
is.
will just peel it off. Now, you can make a decent fondant at home with marshmallows that tastes a lot better. I'm still not the biggest fan. So naked cakes were more for people who wanted something, when people were having a lot of weddings in barns, they're a lot
Hmm.
more
Yeah.
rustic. Yeah, they're like the barn chic, rustic kind
Mason
of.
jar,
Yeah.
like
Well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There are mason jars present. That was really the look of like what we'll say 2012 through probably
yes.
2015,
Yeah.
2016, that naked cake look was really a big deal. It's for people who don't like fondant, who don't maybe like a lot of buttercream. People have some interesting cake choices, that's for sure.
What's your favorite flavor of cake?
Oh, I'm so boring. I love vanilla cake. Like I
Oh yeah.
love a vanilla cake with just a little bit of butter extract in it, or like a really good chocolate cake. Ooh, or lemon cake. Listen, I like almost all cakes except for red velvet and chocolate lava cake. What about you? What kind of cake do you like?
For my birthday this year, I bought myself my own cake from a bakery, and I got it was gluten free. But I found one specifically that did yellow cake and chocolate frosting.
Yeah, classic.
I mean,
Classic
yeah, like
combo. Now I'm gonna be craving that for the rest of the day.
yellow cake and chocolate frosting.
Yeah.
Girl, I back to the easy bake oven days. I mean, like I was so happy to find it was so yummy.
It's hard to find a good gluten-free cake because a lot of them have. I'm also supposed to eat gluten-free. Do I all the time? But it's so hard because they always have a different texture, except for chocolate cake. Chocolate cake seems to be just fine, but a lot of the other gluten-free cakes don't have great texture, and I'm like, "Stop it. Why am I still why is it so chewy? I don't want it to be so chewy."
I know. For some reason, of all the gluten-free like baking, like finding actual gluten-free bread that's edible is like a nightmare, and it very rarely happens. I feel like I've either gotten used to I can do a gluten-free cake, I can do a gluten-free cookie now like nobody's
Oh,
business.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't taste a difference, honey. I've always been like a cookie girl. I'm a cookie
Oh
girl.
god, I love cookies.
I know. I'm hungry.
Now I want a
Maybe
cake with a side of cookies.
I'm gonna make cookies after this. I'm gonna make cookies after this. I've decided.
I might actually do
Um,
the same.
sounds so good. So basically, God bless that she's happy, and that's the most important thing, because he's never going to be really that happy. So at least she gets her happiness. I care about her. We Let's move on to Laura and obviously Beercon. Um, Beercon has gone on lives now and said the N word. So f him. But I'll just get through this story, okay? Because I don't think I like them. I don't think I like anyone involved in this storyline anymore.
None of
So I
them.
don't. So she's alone because she like got kicked out of the Airbnb that she's paying for supposedly and gets a room at Michael's hotel. And she's like, so I got a room at Michael's hotel, and I'm like, girl, can you stop trying to make us think that you're like the prize in this love triangle? Like you're unfortunately it didn't turn out that way. Like you try to manufacture something that's making you look really bad, desperate, if all, and it's sad. um he's also horrible. He's like, I wanted her to feel a night to be without me and miss me. And I'm like, oh my God, you're both disgusting. Good. Then she's like, I'm going to bring him, like something that he know he likes as a peace offering, and it's a burger. For some reason, I was like, I don't know. I thought like bring him a shisha. That's all he fucking talks about. Or bring him, I don't know, like a winning piece of sports meal. Be like a burger. All right, like that seems more like something you wanted, Laura. Okay.
Can anybody take this man seriously? Can I just ask that? Like, I just look at him and I'm like, something about him, I don't like him. I just don't like him. And I'm just like, I look at him and I'm like, when he's trying so hard to be so assertive and so dominant, and I'm looking at his skinny little arms and I'm just like, dude, who takes you seriously? Like, how is Laura taking anything he says seriously at all?
He has such dark vibes, like he really
Ugh.
does, that I feel like Laura, who might also, like, has put on him some fantasy that he's like a brooding, dark character in one of her blobbity blue romances instead of just someone who's $50,000 in debt. Also, for someone to be like, he's like, you lied to me. It's like you don't have a home, motherfucker. Like you've been lying. Anyway, they're both unfortunately gross. So, he, and he thinks he's so profound, love is action, not words. He just um he's a nightmare. So then basically Laura's like, I don't even want to say this, but I'll say it. How would you feel if I cut him out of my life, meaning Michael? And then, she's like, can you do that? And then she's like, yeah. And then he's like, you know what? You don't need to because he hates you. Actually, can I be honest? Now that I know that he wouldn't touch you and he had the opportunity, what do I care? But he's like, yeah, maybe just don't be friends with him. Don't be like weird don't he's like, just change the nature of a relationship. Like, don't be like really awkward, weird, needy best friends that play pickleball all day together,
After
is
only a
the end of
year.
that.
After only a year, by the way, which is
Yeah.
this storyline did not go the way that I thought it was gonna go, and I don't know. I feel a little weirded out by the whole thing, by the way it's played out. I'm like, "Oh, that's not what I thought was gonna happen at all. I thought this was gonna be like a cutesy, this is my friend, and now we're gonna be in love, and I'm gonna make this mistake with this guy, but Michael's gonna come over and say," and then I'm like, "Everybody in this storyline is horrible, and I don't like any of you anymore at all.
Yeah.
Stay off the internet. All of you should stay off the internet, by the way."
Ugh, I know it. You're not made for it. Not everyone's supposed to be watched or famous. No, and unfortunately there were just enough cringy things about her that they were like, well, this is a story. And that's sad, but it's true. Stig and Aviva. So it's the day of her leaving. She's washed her hair, Allie. Do you notice that?
Good for her.
It, okay. Listen, I know it's just that it's hard. It's just that I will just say that, like, I'm someone who travels with dry shampoo. Like I do think that like it's good to just have some things. I don't. It just it's hard when like hair is greasy for so long because it does make me wonder like have you like put suds in it? Like has it been sudded? Like are you not showering or like what is your version of shower? Or is your hair just really that greasy? And if not, then just if it is, then just like girl to girl, like just get a little dry shampoo, like get a
Yeah,
natural one.
yeah.
It makes such a big difference.
Couldn't be me.
No. She loved her proposal. He's like, great, great, great. So when you get back to America, you can apply for that visa, right? And she's like, no, 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 no. Remember all the times? Roll the clip, producers, where we talked about me living in Belize and how you wouldn't ever want to leave Belize because Belize is, unbelievably, Belizeably great. Like you're just like, he really did keep saying that, and he's like, oh, but uh, I could make more money in the American dream living in Arizona with you. And then in the confessionals, he's like, but also it'd be great if we could get our ass to Houston.
And then they're like, "Well, why? Why would you like to go to Houston? Who else lives in Houston?" And he's like rattling off the people until he
Like anyone
gets
else?
to,
Your ex?
does she know that? Does Aviva know that? I wonder.
Aviva knows that his ex lives in Houston, but Aviva didn't even know that she didn't even know that he wanted to live in America. And then also B is realizing that she's like, well, I guess I can see you in Arizona. And in his mind, he's like, well, I'm not going to Arizona. We're going to Houston. I'm going, she she says this, which I do appreciate. She's like, "That's quite a switch up, my guy." It's quite a switch up, my guy. She, like, is tap it's like a way, I guess, of, like, tap dancing around, like, her feelings of that. She's weirded out by it.
She's also so hard to read as well. Like, I have a lot of questions. Like, is that her personality? Is she on a mood stabilizer perhaps? Because she's
She looks
very,
stoned all
like,
the I
all the
think that
time.
yeah, and, I just yeah, I to me, she is someone who is like a stoner. She's reads stoner vibes, which is fine. No, obviously,
Maybe.
I think it's also because the way her eyes look. Not that they're super red, but it's just that they're always like, a little closed, you know?
Yeah. A little
But in
glassy, a little
confessionals
closed.
yeah, like, when she's talking confessionals, she looks so different in her
Oh,
confessionals,
yeah.
like, and people have gone up and forth of, like, what happened there, but it's really just, like, also her face, like, when she is, like, looking at camera, like, her eyes are huge, big blue eyes, and then, like, yeah, every time we see her, she's, like, in mid squint talking to him, you know? And she's wearing eyelash extensions, but, like and yeah, her mood is always, like, very chill, you know? Yeah, even this, that's a quite a switch up, my guy is so funny, but then she kinda does the thing where she's like, "I just think we were meant for each other. When I saw him here and he then either why would our paths have crossed if not for a reason?" And that's something that I've painted myself in a corner too of being like, this feels so important. It must be important because it feels important. Why would there be any other reason except a sort of predetermined destiny for us to be there? And that part sucks because I look back and I'm like, oh, that's because you were in your head about certain things and you weren't like paying attention to somatically or how you were feeling as well as presently what was happening with the other person. Like, what are they actually giving you? I can put on like a whole kind of fantasy onto a situation. It does feel like that's kind of what happened with her.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's not looking great.
Spring knew it. Spring knew. Auntie Spring knew.
Bless spring.
They go to the Belize airport, and I have a picture because I liked it. Look, the airport in Belize has an ombre rainbow sign.
I really like that. I think
I
that's cute.
know. I know it. It reminds me of remember when I still it's like and I say remember when I'm gonna probably do this when I put my books together. Remember when everyone was doing like ombre bookshelves? When all the books of a person's like library would be like done by color?
I love it. I don't have the attention span to do that, but I love anybody that does.
I mean, you would have to really remember exactly what book you were looking for and what color the spine was, but let's move on to the worst situation possible. I really saved the worst for last. The worst being Rick, and in this episode, Trish giving me life, and we saw the previews for the next episode, and she better fucking not go back on what happens here. But I mean, like, I clap for her. Okay. So he's upset, he's crying, ha ha ha, because what had happened was obviously we know when they were in the airport, he had gotten found out because he's a horrible, cheating, weird, insecure asshole who like after lying to Trisha's dad and being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have kids with her," when we all knew that he was like, "If things keep progressing the way they are, and yeah, if I can, get the visa, and then once she gets here, we'll start talking about planning for a family." Like, that was never gonna happen. Um, she had found out that he had texted back his ex from Colombia, the same one that he had cheated on her with when he thought that she had cheated, and then God bless, she had forgiven him for that. That person texts him, "You never really loved me." And then he says, "Some of the best times of my life were with her while at her parents' house." And she had felt it, given him a reason, given him like a testing kind of situation to tell her the truth. He doesn't. And then she changes her seats. She blows up at him. They go back and she decides to not stay at the hotel. And we're like, oh my God. It was like, I was so happy. I couldn't even, I felt like my life was going to take like an upward, like trajectory from this moment. um, so he's upset. He's crying, obviously. And he, tries to text her. And then she does text him back this. And she goes, Um, he's like, "Will you meet up with me?" And then she goes, "Sure, period." And he's like, "I didn't understand why she said period. Was it that she meant that like that was the end of it?" And I want to be like, "No, asshole, she just was voice texting." To me, it was very obvious that she was like, "Ugh, sure, period." To me, but like this,
But
it
he's in
really,
his 50s, isn't he? So maybe he doesn't know about voice to text.
yeah, he doesn't know about a hidden folder. He doesn't know a lot about how to. He thinks that he can be on a phone texting someone right next to someone else's whole body who won't be like, you know what I'm saying? That's weird. It's like it's kind of there is a thing with boomers that they don't realize that when they're on their phone in public that they are still you can still see and hear them
Yeah.
and like see what they're doing. Like there's like, there's a lot of like my dad will, will have loud phone conversations in public, and like put people on speaker. And it's like no other people are around. Now they're hearing and seeing you. They don't want to. But like in his situation, he really thought that he could just be like right next to her and she wouldn't be like,
Oh, no, I will say this, younger guys do it too, because I remember one of my girlfriends telling me one time that a guy that she had just started dating was literally in bed with her and brought up his dating app in bed, and she looked over and she's like, "What are you doing?" They had been dating for, like, a couple months. She's like, what you doing?" And then he was like, "Oh, I'm insecure, and I just need the validation." And she was like, I said, "Girl, run. Girl, run."
so many things, but like also there's so many things involved. Like people are addicted to their phones, and so like now obviously we know that people, me, I'll pick up my phone and be scrolling and didn't even know I did it,
Oh,
like or whatever. Like it
1000%.
happens all the time. It's so horrible, and I really have to like choose. I really have to stop that. But yeah, like I think that like you forget, you just do shit without no. It's just oh my god.
Also,
Yes.
audacity. I mean, there is the
Yeah.
audacity. That is definitely at play here, and that is it's the whole situation is just wild.
Everything that comes out of his mouth is disgusting. He says if he loses her, he will lose the best thing that ever happened to him. He has kids. Just his kids.
Like a
I'm just
lot of
saying.
kids, doesn't he? Like 5
Yeah.
kids?
Yeah. If he loses this one girl from Madagascar that you met once, it's the best thing that ever happened to him. I mean, if I was one of his kids, I'd be like, well, I've been knowing that my dad wasn't shit. But like, even just like as a person, you wouldn't, I don't know. That's like so shitty to say.
I'd be pretty offended if I were any of his children, who I don't think any of them are old enough to, like, really get it yet, but do you not think
No,
they're
there's
gonna
older
see this
ones.
someday? Oh,
They're older. There's two younger ones and there's older ones.
I'd be
There's older
pretty
ones from
offended.
different.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Thanks, dad. Thanks. This
You're the worst.
25-year-old that you've met one time is the best thing that's ever happened to you. Fantastic."
Like, yeah, dad, just because she squirts, she hates you now. So just so you know. Oh, I hate it so much. Anyway, so basically they meet up. She looks cute as hell. She's wearing like this orange V-neck kind of like scholarly looking sweater. She
She's
looks
so pretty. She's
she's
so
gorgeous.
pretty.
Her hair back gorgeous, her hair down gorgeous, her hair gorgeous, like her body is so like fun, like like I mean, she's just like I
Beautiful.
yeah, she like knows it. And like there's part like especially when I talk about I mean when I talked about her body, like remember when she was like in her lingerie, she knows that she's hot.
Yeah.
And it makes me really happy for her, because I like when women know their like sexual power and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I wish she wouldn't send the squirting videos. Like that part I'm like, "Oh girl, just like woman like make something you don't have to send the video, like just
Mhm.
because then he has that video for the rest of his life. He doesn't deserve that.
No.
And he's going to show all of it. He showed everyone, you
Not
know.
unless he's gonna pay you for it. He doesn't
I
deserve it.
know. And I don't he can't afford to.
That's a skill set you could make a lot of money out of. Don't give it away for free.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that I mean, if that's what she wants to do, I mean, then maybe she can use this as like a jumping off to like, making some money that way. But I don't know.
He
He
doesn't
is
deserve anything.
nothing.
Nothing.
He's conflicted. When they meet up, she's like, for some reason, she gives him a fucking chance. But I think it's more so a test to be like, all right, bitch, block her. Block this bitch that you've already cheated on me, that and he can't do it.
Failed. Failed the test immediately. I was just watching it in horror. Just like, what? Why would you fly all the way to Madagascar? Why? If you still had feelings for why? You just think that a woman should be so happy to be with you that she'll tolerate that? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If you still had feelings for your ex, you should have stayed in Colombia or wherever it was and not gone to Madagascar. You just shouldn't have done it.
He says that the relationship in Colombia with the Colombian woman didn't work because they couldn't make like their futures work together or something like that. Which to me, I'm like, if this tell all is worth their weight, they're gonna have to get that lady to give their opinion. Like that lady now has to be. They have to get that lady to have a video in. It's
I
bad producing if you don't.
I need us to skip straight to the tell-all. Is the next episode the last episode before the tell-alls?
It's
Do we
April
think?
20th. I think there's two more. I think it's like April 26th or something there's two versions.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up and give me the tell-all. That's all I really want.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's all I really
Um,
want.
Emma's just sitting at home, honey, at this point. You know, she has two episodes to just sit there. So basically, he can't obviously block that person. And then she's like, I just fucking wasted my time with you. And he, like, you know, when he sat down, he like tried to hug her. And she was like, oh, no, I hate you. I'm sorry. No, don't fucking touch me. Like, the audacity is, you're right. Like, he's just thinking, I'm just gonna, oh, hey, baby, is disgusting. She's like, don't fucking even get near me. She says, okay, if you're not gonna block him, if you're not gonna block her, I'm blocking you. He's like, no. I'm like, I'm blocking you right now. And he tries to grab her phone. She's like, don't you fucking grab the phone you didn't buy.
You didn't
Who the
pay for
fuck are
this. This
you?
is my phone. I was like, yes, yes.
Yes. I was like, like at this point, I'm like standing up. I'm like, yes, Trish. Yeah, you know, I'm like, this is my Olympics. Okay. I'm like, go for the gold. So then she is just like, I'll never be a second choice of someone. So I'll take my love back and forget about him.
What was so wild to me that they had them together in the confessional, which worries me about the future of where things are
Me
going. That they
too.
are still together in the confessional makes
Astute.
me feel worried. And I'm like, why are they in this confessional together? Why is she not hitting him with a chair? Like, I need a wrestling move brought out here with a folding chair immediately. I'm not going to be in the same room as that man. You had all of the to block him right in front of him, which, by the way, 10 out of 10, no notes, love it.
I loved it.
But to be
But
in
you're
the same
right, Allie.
confessional together, now I'm worried. Now I'm really worried. I'm like, why are they still sitting together? You could not pay me to still be sitting with that man. Get away from him. Get away from each other right now.
Yeah. Get away from her. It's that one like Demi Lovato comment on I don't know. I think it's I don't know exactly what she had. So maybe it was a Selena Gomez. I don't know, honey. You know what I'm talking about. You internet people know. But that is an incredibly astute observation. She is with him, sitting next to him after this moment, and it is like does play upon my worst fear that like for some reason they are together afterward, because she really is like, no, don't never bother me again. Don't bother me. And then like she walks up and she does this where, and I also love this where she's like, good, thank you. Like it's almost like she like blesses him and lets him go. Like, well, thank you. Because she at first was like, truly, you wasted my time. But her thank you really wasn't to him as much as like to me. And this is like real heady, what I wanted to be like to the universe or to God or to whatever, to everyone, to be like, I got the piece of information I needed to know that this person wasn't shit. And so good. I'm glad I have that information. I don't want to have to like, you know, it'd be really annoying to be like, did I make the right choice about something for the rest of my life? But like, no, yes, you did. This person isn't shit. But as I've said, and as you've hinted at, the next episode has her coming to the airport with what looks like a fucking present, and he's crying. And I'm like,
Don't do it, girl. Don't do it.
don't do it, girl. Don't do it.
I hope the present is like, I don't know, something grotesque or, mafia style, like, and that he gets a don't ever come back here. You know what I mean? Something slightly scary, perhaps from her family that's like, never come back to
That
Madagascar, you're
ex-boyfriend.
banned.
Remember that ex-boyfriend that has like a bunch of like her ex-boyfriend has like friends. Remember? He like
Yeah,
they
somebody
fixed her motorcycle. Remember that?
she should not be at that airport. I don't know why she is. I don't know what that gift is. She better stop it right now. She better stop
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
I
Her
hope
dad
she's
and her
at the
uncle.
airport greeting somebody else. Get out.
What if she was greeting the Colombian ex and they were gonna like come together and talk about how he's in shit? I
I can't wait for the tell all.
they have to get the Colombian ex's like viewpoint of like his situation and like why she's not with him because or what she wants from him or like why it didn't work. Like I really need to know it. Oh, my love, that is the end of the episode. I'm
I'm
excited though. I'm excited.
I'm excited for the tell all. I am ready for the season to be over. I feel like
Mhm.
it's just we're just dwindling the same thing, especially when we're in like the Forrest and Sheena situation. It is just the same thing over and over. And I'm like, okay, we get it. We get it.
Mhm.
We get it. Just
Mhm.
get to the tell all. Let it be a real juicy tell all for us. I think we've earned it after watching this season. We've
Mhm.
earned a very good tell all. So fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, I think it's coming. I think it's coming. Ugh, thank you so much for talking about this with me. This has
Thanks
been
for
a
having
dream.
me. It's been so
Oh,
much
you're
fun.
awesome.
No, you're awesome.
You really made some great points like the I yeah, I mean, so many good points, but yeah, you're right that she's with him in that confessional. I hate that for her.
I feel like that's production trying to tell us something, and I'm like, "Stop.
Yeah, don't
Stop, don't
tell
do
us
it.
it. Yeah,
Run."
yeah. Everyone, you just need to like love yourselves and you need to like be able to, take good care of yourselves. No, there's a lot of fish in the fucking sea.
There's so
No one
many.
is the end all be all. And like, anyway, it's just it's hard though when you want love and like when you want love and you feel like you might get it and you feel like it's happening in a way that happens for other people or you've been waiting for or you think that it's supposed to be because you've assigned the meaning of the universe to this thing. It's hard, and I think that like I've failed in that too, but yeah, like there's got to be a better way.
There has to be. But who amongst us has not, you know what I mean, made the mistakes?
Mhm. Mhm.
I
And
certainly have.
will continue probably
Yeah.
a little bit. I'm single, so we'll
Everybody
see.
except for this cat that's trying to get on the camera again.
Oh my god, that's like a that's like Elise coming back from Hunt for Love being like, "I wanna be in the franchise."
I think Theo would like to be in the franchise. There you go.
Ew.
Cuckoo
How do you feel
baby.
about love? Oh,
He's like, I
likes
would
it.
love he's like, I would love for my mother to leave me alone, unless she's feeding me. That's all he cares about.
Well, how do you feel about naked cakes? No, I'm just kidding. Um, all right, my love. Okay, so you are obviously on Instagram, and your Instagram is huge and gorgeous, and you don't need
Mhm.
me because, you have so much going on for you, but you are sugar pusher. You are
I
pushing
am.
sugar, honey.
I am.
Yeah. Which is a great name because you have like it's obviously like the sugar, but also the aesthetic is so sweet that like it's like you get to push like a sweetness onto
Thank you.
people's like feeds and stuff like that.
Well, I do everywhere I go. The reason why it's sugar pusher is because for years, everywhere I go, I show up somewhere with a dessert for people. Like, if I'm going to a party or even if I'm going to like my hairstylist, get my hair, everybody gets dessert. And so that's just kind of oh, sorry,
Okay.
there goes a
No.
timed cat feeder.
Yeah.
Um, Nice. But yeah, it's so much fun. I love what I do and I love what you do. And I was kind of just so starstruck when you messaged me. I was like, "Oh my god. Oh my
Oh my I can't believe it. You're wild to say that. Same. Like
you're
I'm so
amazing.
thankful. Same.
You're amazing. You're so funny and you're so just so entertaining and I love what you do so much and it brings me joy." So,
I mean, you make me cry. You bring me joy, but thank you so much for saying that. That's incredibly kind. But yes, please go follow my girl. So, I mean, she has a lot of followers, but like, this is why I want you to say this. Just go and follow, just do a couple comments just talking about 90 Day Fiance so that some of her other followers be like, what? What's happening? I think that will be funny to me. Um, yeah. Other than that, as you know, we just usually end with like two breaths and then I'll let people go. But of course, if you want to follow me, I'm at Chris Alfera. God bless TikTok and Instagram. I have a Patreon. I have a YouTube. I have a Substack. I have a Facebook group, Vanity Farah, as well as my page, Chris Farah, on Facebook. But yeah, just give this podcast 5 stars if you haven't yet, and enjoy the visuals on Patreon and then on YouTube later. And thank you so much for listening, guys. And yeah, let's breathe together. So you can use the sound of my voice or the cat feeder or whatever you'd like to just allow ourselves a gift of being present, because everything that we might be worrying about actually has no bearing on what's happening right now. Hopefully, you and I, we're doing quite well in this moment. Hopefully we're comfortable. We're not too cold. And we can just like sit in the beautiful experience of a present moment. Okay, so let's breathe twice. All right, babes. Take care of yourselves and one another. Stand up for what you believe and make art any way you possibly can, which for me will be cookies later. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.